What if I told you there is a protein in your body that is not letting you put on muscle? And if you can potentially hack it, you'd walk around and be the next Sam Sulek.
Oh shit.
That protein is known as myostatin. By the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to know about myostatin, and I'll lay out a step-by-step plan for you to maximally lower your myostatin levels. Now, what is myostatin? It is a gene that essentially limits the amount of muscle you can put on. Genetically, we have been evolved to prevent muscle growth because muscles need a lot of energy to be preserved. So to keep the body energy efficient, our body produces myostatin to reduce the muscle mass on your frame. Now, do you see a difference between this and this, or this, or this, or this and this? The examples on the left are normal, whereas the ones on the right have been genetically engineered to have low myostatin levels. And look at the kind of monsters it produces. There are human examples of myostatin deficiencies. Look at this kid. Genetics allows him to have extreme natural muscle mass with no significant side effects. Myostatin has a multitude of pathways. It prevents hyperplasia, reduces insulin sensitivity, and increases protein breakdown, essentially making you skinny fat. There is a general rule of thumb that if our body synthesizes 3 grams of protein into muscle, you would put at least 1 pound of muscle every month. A lot of us eat around 150 to 200 grams of protein every day, but none of us are putting that amount of muscle. And why is that? You can thank myostatin. West Africans have naturally lower levels of myostatin, whereas South Asians, like us Indians, have higher baseline levels of myostatin, preventing us from putting that much muscle. So if you see an Indian who is jacked, just know that he worked extra hard for it. Also, women have at least twice as many myostatin receptors as men, so no matter how much ever testosterone she injects, she can never put on the same amount of muscle as a man. Myostatin is also increased when we immobilize an area. This is why after a cast removal, you see the muscle mass of that region greatly reduced. There are certain drugs that claim to reduce myostatin and are marketed as myoblockers. There is not nearly enough research on pharmaceutical myoblockers, and they can have very dangerous side effects. So steer clear of that. That being said, you know a lot about myostatin now. But are there ways to reduce it? Well, steroids are the main way to reduce myostatin, as injecting testosterone works mainly by interfering in the myostatin pathways. But there are natural ways to reduce it, and they are quite effective as well. The number one most effective way to reduce myostatin is resistance training. The most drastic decrease in myostatin is seen 8 hours post-workout. This means that high-frequency training is the most effective way to keep your myostatin levels reduced. Studies have shown that full body workouts have a bigger reduction in myostatin than any other training method. I've got bad news for my gym bros. Training legs leads to a huge drop in myostatin, and those of you who skip leg days are missing out on potential gains. In fact, it's in order. First is full body, then legs, then upper body. Upper body gives you the least amount of myostatin drop. There is another gene in our body known as follistatin, which is the number 1 inhibitor of myostatin. It binds to myostatin and stops the proteins from being broken down. Keeping your testosterone levels in check is also a great way to reduce myostatin levels. So you should focus on hormone optimization. I have made YouTube videos on that, you can go check them out. Now for the training methods, you should incorporate heavy eccentrics in your workouts while maintaining the volume, because it is very easy to start overtraining with eccentrics. The amino acid leucine has also been shown to reduce the levels, so you should focus on a high protein diet and incorporate high leucine foods like eggs. Now coming on to the supplements, caffeine is a very important supplement and it can increase the follistatin to myostatin ratio. Epicatechin is another compound that is found in green tea and chocolates, which has emerging studies on it which show reducing myostatin levels. Now coming on to the most important one, creatine. Creatine is a very good myostatin blocker, and now with the multitude of research on creatine, I don't see a reason not to take. So after all that information, here is a step-by-step plan for you to lower your myostatin levels. Resistance training with increased frequency, full body workouts, and don't skip legs. Incorporate eccentrics, optimize your hormones and recovery, eat a high protein diet with leucine, and supplement with creatine, cocoa, vitamin D, and caffeine. This is the checklist for you to optimize your myostatin levels. If you are 6 for 6, congratulations, you'll get jacked.